Once your self-portrait drawing is finished and you have completed coloring in the face, the hair, and the shirt, you're going to start working on the background, both coloring behind the head as well as creating a design for the border. For your border, I want you to think of images, shapes, or designs either that you really like or maybe that define who you are. So maybe you can think of your favorite sport and draw images in the border, or your favorite colors, or your favorite foods. The only thing I do not want you to put into the border is any words. So start off by maybe thinking of what do you like. If you can't think of anything, you could always keep your design completely geometric or abstract. So for instance, you could have a pattern of a shape like polka dots, circle, circle, circle. Or you could have a pattern of all different types of shapes, from organic shapes to geometric shapes. You could have a stripe pattern. In this border, I created streams of light or lasers. And then in this border, I was thinking geometric shapes with a triangular design. If instead you want to create imagery of things that you like, here's an example. I love to paint and I love art. So on one side of the border, I have paint blobs, and on another side of the border, I have a paintbrush. Once your border design is all drawn out with pencil, you are going to begin coloring. I would first start with coloring behind your head. For behind the head, pick a solid color, probably a solid color that you don't have in your self-portrait and that is not the same solid color as your shirt. My shirt is a cool purple in this portrait, so I decided to give the background of this portrait an orange border. Now I'm going to move on to coloring the border. So for the border, I'm going to think of other colors that would look really good next to this orange. Let's see, I might think of the opposite of orange. Maybe I'll do the opposite of orange for the border. And then for the shapes, what colors would look good next to blue? I'm going to think of some colors that would look good next to blue. Maybe some warm colors like a yellow. And I'm just going to start by coloring in the shapes. So maybe I'll do some yellow shapes. And I'm going to take my time. Sometimes with markers, I like to trace first, then fill in the shape. If you have a marker with a point, I like to hold it at its side. So maybe I'll pick a few shapes to color yellow. And then I'll pick a few shapes to color maybe red. And I'll color these in. As you're working, make sure not to leave any white spots. After I do the shapes, I'm going to take a color and color in all of the rest. It might be really good to put a piece of paper under your work as you color, just so you don't get marker on the table. And once you are done, you will have a completely colored in self-portrait. Make sure that your name is still able to be seen. As long as you didn't do too dark of a color in your background, you should still be able to see your name. If for some reason you can't see your name anymore, rewrite your name somewhere where it can be visible, just not inside of the border. Have fun, friends.